Hello, gorgeous friends. So, this week really was a bit of a mixture. We had some mild weather, followed by like properly cold weather. Really nippy, heating's constantly coming on, it's properly taken a dive into proper chilly autumnal weather. Before I get started, we'll see how it goes, but I started a little Instagram page called Skin Sense for Fuss Pots, and it's the number four. So it's Skin Sense, number four, Fuss Pots, all one word. That's my handle on Instagram. So I figured that would be kind of a slightly easier way to just put up little bits and pieces, and also an easier way to chat to you guys and to see what you guys are up to as well. Because obviously it's a bit one way on YouTube. But anyway, if anyone's on there and is interested in following my very, very new page, then please join me over on Instagram. And to those who already have followed me, some of my absolute ride or die subscribers, hello guys, thank you. I always know who actually has like notifications on for me because they are straight in there. I love you guys. All right, so I actually, to be honest, only wore 7 perfumes this week. So there was no doubling up. There wasn't any like experimentation really, other than wearing one that's new to me. I did actually wear 2 Mon Guerlain, but they're a really good example of the weather change because I think it was, when did I went out for dinner with my friend. So I think I wore this guy at the weekend. Oh my goodness, I fall so deeply in love with this one when I put it on. So this is Mon Guerlain, Sparkling Bouquet. This is a beautiful lavender and pear perfume, and it's so lovely. When I sniff it from the bottle, I'm like, oh, it's nice, but I'm not like obsessed with it. But then when I actually spray it out and I wear it, oh my God, I love this perfume. My husband told me I smelled really nice in this as well. I think he just generally quite likes the profile the way that I do. He's probably used to this kind of smell on me by now, but it smells like a little bit more kind of antiseptic-y medicinal from the bottle, and then when you spray it out you get this juicy delicious pear, really gorgeous, and then you've still got that Mon Guerlain kind of running through it, but this one also has peony and it's got a bit of jasmine. It's got less vanilla, so this is a sheerer, lighter, easier to wear in warmer weather kind of version of Mon Guerlain. Interestingly enough, I did have the EDT version, and I tried that one on my skin when I had it. I got like a secondhand bottle of it, and it kind of went quite antiseptic on me, but then I've got a sample of it and that one doesn't smell as antiseptic on me, and now I'm thinking, I wonder if I should have kept that one as well. I did sell that one on, but yeah, there's a little mad part of my brain, as I think Pretty in Perfume always says, it's like the squirrel part of her brain where she just wants to collect things. And there's a little part of my brain being like, I should just collect all of them. Because I think with the exception of Bloom of Rose EDP, I think I really like all of the Mon Guerlains that I've smelt, like all of them. And the Bloom of Rose one, it's not that it's a bad perfume, it was just didn't smell anything like Mon Guerlain at all. Like it seemed to have none of that DNA. And then it was a little bit too rosy and a little bit too dry and not sweet enough. But, it's not like a terrible perfume. It's just, I think, the worst of the batch. But yeah, anyway, so I wore this. This is pear, bergamot, mandarin orange in the top. Mid notes of lavender, peony, jasmine, sambac. Base notes, Tahitian vanilla, white musk and sandalwood. Now, I've seen The Scented talking about this. And she said this, I went and rewatched it, because I was trying to remember why she had put this in her don't buy list. And she had, Sparkling Bouquet was in her don't buy list. She loves Mon Guerlain. She likes the range. But this is the one she says not to buy. And she says it's because it doesn't last. But this lasted for ages on me at the weekend. I sprayed it on in the morning. I could still smell it at least 6 hours later. And the only reason I topped it up was because I just really was enjoying wearing it so much. And I just wanted it to be strong. But I think, obviously, I like a lighter perfume. I don't really necessarily like really beast mode perfumes, but I didn't have a problem with the longevity of this one, to be honest. I think it's delicious. I'm so glad I bought this. I think I got this from, there's a shop that you can get a lot of the more French designer perfumes for a really good discount. My Origins, I think it's called. So that's where I got a few perfumes from for way less. Although I might have actually got this one on Vinted or eBay. But anyway, I just loved it. So then I went out for dinner with my friend, and it by this point was starting to get cold, and this was just the perfect time. And she did smell this and she liked it. She's after a perfume, and I just, for some reason, I just envisage her in Libre, Le Parfum. So I've advised her to go and sniff Libre. And although, to be honest, I went and had another sniff recently, and I realised that I do think Intense. I think the Intense is slightly nicer than Le Parfum because I think it's a little bit more vanillic. I think it's slightly more sweet. And again, slightly less medicinal, but I don't know. I just can't wear Libre. There's something in them that's just like so overwhelming to me, but I think she'd really smell amazing in it. But I wore Mon Guerlain to go and see her because oh my God, I love this one. I'm actually getting a tiny dent in this bottle. You can see it's a bit lower than the other, but this is the time of year to break this bad boy out. Just absolutely scrumptious. I think it's one of my coziest, easiest to wear perfumes in colder weather. It's lavender and bergamot in the top, iris, jasmine, sambac and rose in the mid, Tahitian vanilla, coumarin, Australian sandalwood, licorice, benzoin and patchouli in the base. I really like licorice in perfumes. I was thinking about this today because I have a perfume on today that has licorice in it, and to be honest, I'd completely forgotten. I remembered it had, I think I was thinking of coumarin when I put it on. And then I was sniffing it and I was thinking, oh yeah, there's licorice in this, and I could smell it. And then I thought, some of my favourite perfumes have licorice. So Mon Guerlain, the thing I've got today, which I'll talk about next week. And then, of course, Lolita Lempicka, a lot of those. Lolita Land has it, and the original Lolita Lempicka, the Mon Premiere and the Mon Eau. So many of those perfumes have it, and my husband's Lolita Lempicka also has licorice. And now I'm like, maybe I need to investigate some more licorice. I've had unsmelt a few others, but, you know, things like Loverdose, Patchouli's a bit strong. And then La Petite Robe Noire, I just think is a not as nice version of something like Lolita Lempicka. The Patchouli, again, is too much for me. Although I really need to smell Black Perfecto. I want to smell, because I think that's got suede or leather in that one. So anyway, I'm getting totally off on a tangent, but it's my absolute favourite. I love it. And I even, because I wore it to work and then out for dinner, so I had it on like literally all day. From, I don't know, like 8 in the morning until 11 at night. So I also took my little spray because my husband bought me the, what's it called? Like the special set. So it was a 50ml and a body lotion, which I completely forgot to put on because I'm silly. And then this one, because the body lotion does smell quite strong and it's really good at helping this kind of scent last a little bit longer. But I mean, I have to say, I'm not sure that this one lasted any less than this one. I think they're probably about the same in terms of longevity, but I'm obsessed and I love this. But if you want a more affordable version, the lighter, less kind of creamy, less thick version is Chill Out by Oriflame. I love that. That's the one I wear to bed. Amazing. It just lists lavender, vanilla and cedarwood, I think, but it's definitely got licorice in that one. I can smell it and it's amazing. If you want something that smells more natural, then Twilight from Lush, definitely in this same kind of realm. That is lavender and tonka bean, ylang ylang, which helps to make it a bit creamy. And then it's also, well, I mean, tonka makes it creamy, but it's got like a nace or something in that one as well. So it's not licorice, but it still has a note that's very similar. And then if you want something that's even more vanillic, it's a little bit more like the intense version of this, but without so much of the licoricey vibe, then it's Guess Seductive Noir. I mean, it's such a bargain as well. That one, it's just because it's not quite as complex, I don't love it as much as this, but it's totally Lush, and I have a mini, which I'm probably going to take that home for Christmas, to be honest. All right, I've been talking for ages, even though I haven't got many perfumes, so I'm tangent prone today, guys. I apologise. So this one, I'm annoyed about it. You might have already seen, because I had this in my transitional perfumes, and then I put up a little video to say I just found out it's been discontinued, and I've only just discovered it. This is Eau D'Orient, so I managed to get, this is from Rituals, I managed to get this 50ml bottle, but it has been discontinued. They've replaced it with, it's like a brighter pink bottle, I can't remember what it's called, but Someone in my comments said it smelled like Sea from Armani, and it's definitely like a fruity perfume, but a slightly more wintry fruity perfume. And I wasn't really bothered by it. I didn't really like it, so I was annoyed. You can get it on eBay, should you want to try. I'm just trying to think of the best way to show. Yeah, it's going to have to be a bit of a dark gold, I'm afraid, guys, else it's going to be a bit blinding. So Rituals Eau D'Orient, it's beautiful, it's lovely, it's really cozy. That's why I wore it, because it was cold weather. It was absolutely hammering down with rain. I had to go out to work. I kind of pushed it as late as I could get away with, and then I left with my umbrella and a proper decent sized coat on, my boots so I didn't get wet feet, and I was not in a good mood, and I wanted something cozy. And because I'd already worn Mon Guerlain, and that is probably what I would have reached for. I could have happily worn all of my Mon Guerlains just all this week, because I'm really struggling going from the warmer weather to this kind of autumnal vibe in the darker days. It's making me feel a bit meh and a bit tired. So I really have reached, in fact, nearly all of these you'll see are like comfort perfumes for me. So that's why I wore this the other day, because I was just like, it's horrible, and I just wanted to smell sweet and cozy. And this one's got a kind of powdery fluffiness to it as well. They only tell you this is oriental notes, which I think is basically spices, incense, woody notes and pepper. There's probably a bit of vanilla in here, but I feel like there's either coumarin or tonka bean, because it's quite sweet. It's definitely a bit smoky and spicy when you first put it on, and then there's a little bit woody, but it's woody. I mean, I would say, like, again, woody notes. I think it's probably sandalwood. It's lovely. And what I was going to say is, people do obviously sell this and the minis, if you can't get it from Rituals, on eBay and Vinted and places like that. This is the newer shape of the bottle, the square ones, which I just think are a little bit more beautiful. But the older version of Eau D'Orient are kind of longer and thinner. They're more like rectangular than cube. So both the minis and the older versions of these 50ml are rectangles. So I think it's pretty much the same perfume. It's just they changed their bottles to make them I think they look a bit more stylish now that they're in cubes. Anyway, I love it, but it's gone, so meh. Okay. I wore this, and specifically I wore not the real version. I have Pure Poison Elixir, but I don't think it was quite cold enough for me to be breaking out the real Pure Poison, because especially the Elixir, it is strong and it literally lasts for eternity. But this one's a little bit more gentle because it's a dupe. This is my favourite dupe. This is Mamba Juice by Saffron London. Oh, and I did actually want to say, because I'm going to see if I can get hold of it. Saffron London do a little perfume, what's it called? Advent calendar, where they just have little tiny versions of lots of their perfumes. So you'd be able to smell this one and other things, and it's quite affordable. So I'm going to see if I can get one and then do a fun little review. Because I have to admit, I love watching people open advent calendars, but they are insanely expensive. I'm not interested in beauty ones. I have quite a specific beauty regime. I don't really like buying makeup. Those days are in the past, generally speaking, except for, like, at the moment, tinted lip balms and that kind of thing is what I'm into. But they're just, the perfume ones are, like, insanely expensive, and most of the time they seem to be unisex, and I'm like, well, I don't spend hundreds of pounds on a perfume thing if you're a woman, and then you get a load of men's minis. Like, why would you want that? It's really weird. Just do one for each. And Saffron do one for each. They do a men's one and a women's one. I think you can get them from Amazon, but you can get them in the UK from Saffron's actual website. Again, tangent. I told you, so many tangents. I've got so much on my mind at the moment. So Mamba Juice is a excellent, lovely, creamy, soapy, floral dupe for Pure Poison by Christian Dior. And apparently this is old enough to be pre-formulation version of Pure Poison. And it's so cheap. You can, if you're in the UK, you can get this for like £8 on Amazon. And it's actually really quite strong. It's excellent value. It does smell very similar to my Pure Poison Elixir. It's just not as sweet. And like the elixir has like a slightly gourmand element to it. It's a bit more mandarin-y and orangey, and then it has a cacao note in it, so it's kind of pure poison with a gourmand element. This is much more soapy, clean, quite body lotiony, but somehow I can deal with it. So this is jasmine, jasmine, orange, bergamot, Sicilian mandarin in the top. Mid notes gardenia and orange blossom. Base notes sandalwood, white amber, cedar, and white musk. So it is musky. It's deeply musky, and I get jasmine. I get the same kind of gardenia that's in Versace Crystal Noir. So the one that's kind of creamy and soapy, rather than going like into what I can't stand, which is buttery. I cannot deal with buttery gardenia. This isn't buttery. This is kind of more lotiony, soapy. And of course, orange blossom I nearly always find lotiony and soapy. So the combination of those white florals, but the sandalwood and the musk is so frigging gorgeous in Pure Poison that somehow this one I just actually genuinely enjoy wearing. So I thought I smelled delicious. I really love this perfume. Any version I feel like of Pure Poison is going to be really good at this time of year. I could not wear this in warmer weather. I so overwhelmed if this is warm. I know some people think it's a really good summer perfume, but I would honestly die, and I think I'd kill everyone around me if I was wearing even the dupe of Pure Poison in hot weather. I couldn't. It's very thick, musky, and strong to me. Okay. I wore this one, my new one. There is something very magical about this, and it really smells like something that I know, but I can't think what it is. It's slightly irritating. I can't think what it is. This is Hungarian Fronds from Lush. This is one of their new perfumes. This is the most expensive perfume out of any of the ones that I'm talking about today. In fact, even my Pure Poison elixir was less than I spent on this. So I did, to a certain extent, lose my mind because I was excited and I was in Lush. But it's gorgeous. It really is, and I really enjoyed wearing it. It's very calming. It's soothing, but it's also quite fresh. So this was on one of the warmer days. This was... it's got listed chamomile, oregano, and fennel, which is a slightly aniseedy thing. Oh, okay. They've got stuff on the bottom of this one. What does it say? Are we getting anything else? Let's try to see if I can spot anything. Oregano, cinnamon, coumarin, oak moss. It's just... It smells herbal, and it almost smells like a kind of white or green tea kind of scent. But it does have quite a... kind of, what would you even say, like an essential oily style herbal citrusiness as well. I was trying to work out, I think maybe there's something of this that reminds me a little bit of the Alyssa Ashley green tea oil. Is that called green tea elixir or something as well? I can't remember, but that one is got a kind of citrusy green tea smell to it, but there's very herbaceous. I always think it smells like there's thyme in that one. This one is just, it's the chamomile's amazing, the oregano and fennel's beautiful, but it's not too sharp. If I ever remember what this smells like, I will mention it. It could be like a bath or body product that I've had in the past, but there is something lushy about it still, because it still has those kind of slightly bitter, natural oil smelling citrusy vibes in the top, but when it dries down, it's very much smells like a spa, which I can't think of any perfumes in Lush that have this same kind of green tea herby spa smell. There's lots of herbal smells, but I don't think that they have this calming zen vibe about them the way that this one does. So I love Hungarian Fronds. It's definitely my favourite from all of them. When I was out with my friend Sam, I retried Chelsea Morning because I wanted to try it on my skin, and that one, very similar to Super Milk, and I was talking about that in my declutter video. I get too much of a bitter, sharp, kind of oily citrus smell, and it just doesn't work on my skin, that one. So I'm glad I didn't buy it. All right, we are going to let's stick with calming herbal. And actually, it doesn't necessarily smell exactly like it, but it's very much in the same style as this. This is Clarins Eau Ressourçante. I don't know if I've said that right. I say the same thing every time I wear this. I never know how to pronounce it. And I can't find anything online to tell me how to pronounce this name, this word. So anyway, this is so calming and beautiful. Another kind of spa-like zen feeling, gorgeous, gorgeous perfume. I wish it was a spray bottle, but it's a splash because I think this is a 30ml and they just come in the splash bottles. But I love it. It's just so soothing to wear this one. And I think I wore it on Monday when I wasn't feeling too well. So this, it's an iris perfume essentially, but it's basil and lemon in the top, and you get loads of that when you first spray it. So it's like it wakes you up and it's like woof. And then you get this really gorgeous cedar, benzoin and iris perfume. And I do get a little bit of a vibe of violet in here. I've always thought this smelled a bit like violets. It has a purple floral scent to it, and it's gentle and pretty and it's light, but it lasts forever. The longevity and the strength of this is incredible. I would expect that from a Lush perfume that costs £100. I only needed a few sprays. I mean, you can see, like, I wore it all day and I took a little decant with me to work, and I've barely touched the top, you see. It's strong. You don't really need to use much of this at all. And this one, it's not strong, but I can smell it on myself for ages. And my husband always says I smell nice when I wear it. It's just so pretty. It's a lovely perfume. Totally dig it. So yeah, there's not really much else to say about that one. It's just gorgeous. Now, you can see we're up to 6 perfumes. We've only got 1 left. And I wore this guy. At the weekend, when it was chilly, we had one warmer day and then we had a chilly day. And I wanted some attention from my husband, and we had a bit of time together. We decided to put down the sofa bed and watch movies and stuff. And I was like, I didn't want to get glammed up, but I wanted to feel seductive. And I wanted to, but like in a kind of clean, casual way. But, you know, sometimes with perfume, it's kind of mental, you know. It's like how it makes you feel. So I was like, white T-shirt, some nice pants, let's go and watch some TV. And I was thinking about Marilyn Monroe. And I was thinking about Chanel No. 5. And how she said, you know, famously, when asked what she wears to bed, she said, I wear Chanel No. 5 to bed. And she's one of the most beautiful, sexiest women in the world ever, right? So I just wanted to smell like Marilyn, but I have a sample of Chanel No. 5, and actually, to be honest, I love how it dries down on me, and I would happily have a bottle of that, but I'm not going to really wear it very often, so hence me getting the La Eau version instead. But what I do have is a much cheaper and a gentler version, a kind of more floral, more rosy version, which is L'Aimant from Coty. I love this perfume. I loved wearing it so much, and it did the job. It really made me feel sexy and clean, and but not in like a little girl way, like in a grown woman, beautiful, I think is the word I'm looking for here. And I just, oh my God, I loved wearing it. And I was so happy that it was kind of cold enough, because I feel like in warmer weather, it's not a good one to go for, anything that's in that Chanel No. 5, apart from obviously the La Eau version. I really want to smell Chanel No. 5 Premier, but they haven't got it in any of the UK shops, so I don't know if they even make it anymore. But yeah, I wanted to feel classy and clean and soapy, but a little bit sexy, or a little bit Marilyn. And this was beautiful. It is very aldehydic. It dries down with such a soothing, flowery, soapy, like a proper old-fashioned white bar soap kind of aldehyde. I love this one. And because I used to wear it when I was a little girl, I had the body spray, and my gran used to buy it for me. Like, there's so many memories attached to this perfume, but it does make me feel grown up still. It's so pretty. And smelling it now, I could happily wear this again today. I'm wearing something else, so happens, but I could happily have sprayed that on again today. So this is aldehydes, neroli, peach and bergamot in the top, mid notes of ylang ylang, rose, jasmine, geranium, orchid, base notes musk, sandalwood, vanilla, tonka bean, vetiver and Virginia cedar. I definitely get some of the vanilla in the dry down. I get that, to be honest, in Chanel No. 5 as well. Sandalwood, musk, tonka, ylang, rose, aldehydes. I don't find it particularly fruity. It's just beautiful. And I think this 50ml bottle cost me £5. It's always been a cheapie. The lid looks very cheap, but I absolutely love the Art Deco style of it. I love the bottle. I'm just very happy to have L'Aimant, you know. I might swap these round so they're not in the way of the other bottles, but... Oh, no! So, yeah, I mean, it was quite a straightforward week this week, despite the fact I've been talking for 25 minutes already. I loved wearing all of these. There's nothing I want to declutter. There's nothing I had second thoughts of. I absolutely loved wearing all of these, which is why I wore them for the whole day. I didn't change to anything else. I didn't feel the need to. I was just enjoying it so much. I just continued to spray them. I love them. So yeah, that was like some super cheapies and some more fancy guys. But yeah, let me know what you've been wearing. Let me know if you've got any of these. Tell me, guys, if you've got a really good suggestion for Pure Poison, because I know that you can't get Mamba juice. I don't think you can get it at all outside of the UK. So some of my American subscribers, probably it would be really good to know if there's some really good dupes of Pure Poison. I think that, is it Boucheron maybe do a good one? Jaipur Bracelet, I think it might be called. Something like that. And I think maybe Avon do a good one. So yeah, if you've got any that you know are good juice, let me know and I can mention it next time I talk about Mamba juice. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Come find me on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for all my subscribers. Bye guys.